Well, I was saying, I'm watching me more. I'm going to be brace. Adom TV. Danny Daniel, we feed you at the high. I'm Russell. Yes, yes. Memenda abroad dinner watching Jimmy dear bro. Meeting them. I'm the regular host, Chief Jerry Forson. Medini question sempa. My show be brief. Fatcha ya infidelity atisa. See me and feed Jimmy dear. See exactly 8 a.m. But if he some recopim say no do be body yatana seno. And some who do I see na watch him and ya day bro. But topic Nkoranza yebeko the if the bat crossing the T dot in the eyes na fe ya share ebia wo mesi bia correspondent Kofori Bosu denche ebe chechire mu emra ensemi fiase ye kopem abrante na emra ye kro no emra na busuafo ya we ene ensema hodo a ekoso ewo Nkoranza Chrome ye de bebro asomdwen council do afidi ato Adom TV em watching medin de kwasi asem ba ye fiase ye de na ebedi candidate obokrata bedwa so eno ne de be fiase na afei Ghanaian Times in the Crimea and Anope, we share Ghanaian Times anymore. Indeed, waha police to relocate 2 tigers. In fact, Asemo, I see 2 tigers at Backroom. Now, I'm moving story names when who be on social media. The big one on the front page of the Ghanaian Times and Anope, I'll say herbal medicines pose danger to public. We doctor at the Tamale Teaching Hospital Oka now the Daily Guide newspaper is next and no any crime Daily Guide and name so sure police storm rich tiger house and no any other big one on the front page of the Daily Guide newspaper and a Nigerian in court for murder and also U-turn driver crashes to death on phone. That particular story, my boy Rim Kakrana, share and Shannon Society live on Asempa 94.7 FM. Stay tuned with that. The Spectator newspaper, Spectator, say, don't confine newborns to the room. Bring them out once daily. We advise they ma wofua ma woman master collateral fefe no man for moncha them sa. Woman now the ma babonte na for ma be share area kakra. The Mirror newspaper and a crime. I'll say living her childhood dream on screen. The photograph of Jamila Suleiman Ewaha. That's the big one on the front page of the Mirror newspaper. And finally, the Daily Graphic and a crime. Daily Graphic, June is around the corner. Yes, you have a India. But last year, Indiana, you saying, oh, share the Daily Graphic front page. Ewaha. Or say Green Ghana trees record high survival rate. Like I said, in Ria last year, no, Egusua enyi, and I'm saying, dear, end to me enyi, so this year, you better replace it. Dear, yen greeny Ghana. Once again, the Mwakwaba. Now, what you do, me, within the question, Sempa. Yeah, ba, that's what. Well, I was young, I miss I'm more quaba. I mean, I was so I train, I say about Adom TV, and I watch Juma near the bro, when Chemekwa Homanos, all the way to Nkranza, now for Kofori Bosu Denche, and Sema Akoso, Nkranza, Albert Donko, Yenria. Well, allegedly, the police if we're born it you, say, or a robber, say, or a suspect, or a wine, Albert Donko, you be the kind, now for Yashishem Nipoye, a BC or Tom Paboa, a BC or Coquine Soba. ABC well oboa nkrofo ewo krom ho ensem na nkasa te sen ye won crime ba ko fori bo so denche ebe mai ensem na afa yetimi ate ase ye fi eno a ye benya bre na afa two tigers aba krom yi ye be hwe tiger na yetimi relocate omo den na police for eka so far na emra no practice sen se obetumi import tiger aba krom ha na we use omo aspect and she be kwa homa no so na fe security expert Paul Boateng be joining a Zoom na fe we to me and my interesting perspective dynamics to the whole issue across Nnawotwe and I fe COP retired Bright Odro or no the former boss CID or Ghana Police Service and also be my church na fe yet me atiase emre ben kra na the suspect at the crime scene ko train baby a mo rob ko train baby a sem ko so ne ya the suspect crime scene krana ya na enhyehyete saying bambo ben ene wo ho edema suspect obekaya there were two police officers bullion van robbery allegedly yes omoka ho almost ya the omoko crime scene somewhere in Asama omoko crime scene o mamba does it mean say suspect be at the crime scene bia okwa on mana and what happened to the police officers say yan ntie say Nkoranza issue no Albert Donko ya didn't call the crime scene. Now, 3 police officers, Omunyina Mema, Omohokai, the police of one, and Hefana or more, hospital ben or more. They say, or more TBM etisane, Nina Yabeji in Chichemo, Memo Quabe research me a joining and share activity for myself, waiting me a joining. But Yansaka Kofri boss, then Chedia, Yam Konafe, Yaneno and Chichi and Como. Well, go for you, Homanaswana. Okay, go for you, boss, then Justin, you can't pay. Hello, go for it.
Hello, Azamba.
Great. Bibi aboko there.
I'm going to say I be asking you. I'm not doing.
Na me ne the word dey say enti ye ka say him fa na order so Nkoranza.
Me Nkoranza.
Yo. Go for it. Ya da se bebre omo a omo follow story no. Ye be pese obetumi atrem. First of all Nkoranza den na ekoso. Den na mo akogina Nkoranza all the days I had what you think come.
Azamba asemi na ni se adanti a what you see here adinu Nnawotwe ya ni de Albert Donko and the nam so ama to see mi won Nkoranza na on according to Albert Donko ya ni de ni to see
yeah
no mama and then the family and then the nam for SSS what you see here Nnawotwe na adwuma na woye eye otom paboa otom bible ani rogi ani osansibo eye digital TV ana satellite TV this DSTV and multi TV adwuma oya ankasa na on the 24th of April
okay
the senior actually na abanti ko Azam no jaba entino okudija na mijebi no okoya o sanso adanu mu awoba na say obeto robbery mu na say anwo de tibi robun kofo ho because to be too movie ntini nyema o de koya awoba na omoje laptop o de installation ene odini dima na bag e bona na omoje
go for it me bacho nyabotre na bi enti ase ye abrantie no okodi dwa na obaba na obeto robbery scene edi kan dwadie no okodi wen
okodi dwa no ewo human cases
okay and na no back time ben
obaba ewo Nkoranza
yes around what time
there's 8 and there's no more people
okay
and oba ukutani moto na oba no ana obeto road mu enti ma Robert de Muhuniama the bag. I a bonnet.
Governor, me bacho, me besi atias here. Obecho robbery mu a hefa potty.
Ewo, quite not between, Nkoranza not quite so, and in fact, almost now my specific area, but okay. So free Nkoranza not ever Nkoranza south.
Okay.
A pan so, you can baby, and over to Robbie, you're no business, you know, or for both, the number for Amania, said and make a yamin and who Santo Alberto and with his mamma, Margin, whom you imagine, and you could be in Margin a bag, and you see the laptop in a
me bacho, or no quan a better, I'm Robert's name, and I'll do her now year robbing Crawford, and I'll bet home.
I just would do what I say. In fact, no man, no man, seems to no quantity to one I said. Would do one night a robbing Crawford, but I said one of the kind of men now for the more country here and say, or buy a match, or an time, near Dinano, at the ticket. Yeah, I said, you're seeing near Medina or Magic. You see, you will put your cover to Gary after that. And see the opposite, and I give the film and I put for the man, or move over the don't cook, and I just say, move, feeling on feeling so good down, and I never minute and or ban will be say, I beg. Be a pronounce almost only a 24, no new pronoun. Be a pronoun, almost say, I beg counsel. Now, Castan in Germany, so that Albert, no, who will teach you now on Kranza. Maybe also fit with the pie, say, a journey, police service, and now say, Emmy, and now fire service, including one a fire for police for, and the military for, and the Nancy for no more cover. Now, the young papa, or no cover, a food near, no, almost can't say no, it means the bank, and I could hear me. No, Albert in a dark day. I will see if you're not going to phone Kumo. Nasa, and by the Coronoir, no, by the family. Nasa, and young Kumo, yeah, would be one of Coba, one of the pony, and the ever that you will or no, and it be that to form by enemy. Okay, that's what you see now,
right. Go for it, me pacho. Nyabutro, homame. Sir, ma'am. In contradictions ewo reportage no ho now ebi mo say abrantie no na oko party rooftop bi ansa na okohia robbery scene na pede o ka kire me so na eza abrantie no ko didwa na oba fie emu de hin na yemfa
and say oko anything could be done by no
yeah
and oko rooftop no direct opposite omu fie no
okay Enti ya Robina ansana oko rooftop.
Mantua me.
Me bacho me say ya Robino ansana oko rooftop wo.
Okay. Robina ansana oko rooftop. Usi ya feli say Nkoranza North na buy no ano. And say oko na me na for see na ya mo say na me young be birthday. And so in a ho sa na ko no ko bo. Ni na for na ma na rooftop wo no say. And then credit and
okay.
Or the poor Robbie more, or my Robin are giving me a man after Tina Tarding. The one of the young for one year or trouble. And was sent from to cook me about to go in all time my birthday and I should do for that.
Okay.
It was called one baby man, I don't know. I don't know, not joke. Yeah, what that damn one, which is for no about the young company is giving about every time. Apart from Boko, no, and see, and I do Omudiana on Father Son. And see, my minister will be a program and say, we have come from Boko, no, and I want to be with a man in me to pay by an one, and I'm doing you among Panico.
Okay, and you know, police for the Ecofano, time being.
The man is a buy, and I did the two best of one.
Bear one
on the fan, by one, and on the fan, also on the fan, and so on the taxi. And the best fan, Sabrina, and I don't know.
But also about the day.
About the taxi.
Taxi never fan, okay.
Taxi,
and your police car.
But the taxi, number plate, you know, or what the idea is, I number plate,
Wow.
The number plate no but and do number no.
Okay.
So no, and then you police for another for instance says I believe come back funny adiasa and a car come Sunday by and that's answer 30.
Go for boss then per information I will want police for the buy no. No mo share police uniform.
That's why no say police uniform.
Omo share.
You.
And omo do be saying.
But now police for no driver no come in five.
But driver no so no a police officer and I say
driver no be police officer. I say police for no 4.
okay. Until ordinary taxi driver.
Taxi driver no so e come home.
Okay.
No on the farm. And see also na dey one him too. Only to be a police for the hour the make on so taxi na chi. And on so far from the taxi na chi could be police station home. What do one and banner say and bad. So we say now they say who they were dance for no. Now na one so e book ya safre cover. Na dey be nti e na di kwa sa ho ha ummo mama na na ummo ni na umma ade nti.
Okay.
Na ya ka sa ni fan mana na du wi and also from a captain say, one cook in a car video. I didn't see Adiasa. Now, Adiasa, now for Bana Mamma de Classem. Juana, the uncle would be a minimum on the buy, and almost my police leave and for car home. And almost some farm, I'm in the sea. Probably maybe any police pick up. Police pick up 51 on man fast, car home. And the women are found down when it's on the main body. Among the neighbor, I'm going to say, I'm going to car, almost the most of the almost here. I'm saying, some good, at the time, no. I said, no, what's the name transfer? We don't know what. It was also no one uncle who could do police station one by the and we got say, now the banner way. And I'm and I did the tab and I said, oh, yeah, Moko and one almost saying something like a human. If you have any cotton, I know I said, we'll be a car, no first frame, additional for. And she said, it's a for some from Tabia, who can I be here, and then cut the human. How did the honor within the banco? And I'm saying, so I'll be a few years. Almost to court, some of the human. I say, Mufa, and Banamaho. No, the Moko, Silverdom. Moko Silverdom, and your Munk and Monty, your Munk in Tampo. Moko in Tampo, almost a Munk Panama in Tampo. No, Munk a regional police headquarters, none of the community. And I'm talking about regional police headquarters, and I'm buying on sale. I tell you, on said, when you see a study after the piano, almost the banner, a concern. I know, almost say, now,
very much, yeah, but Mame, how many days they tour the police stations at Wabobosono and Nkoranza, Techiman, back in Tampo? How many days they call?
I'm talking about 1 day.
1 day, and they call Nina.
And I'm on the court.
And I'm when who are branchiano.
It's also Mobaha, I'm talking about
Me patronya botro, e be se atiase. 1 day ne ye dana awmachina ye chi abrantie na ade chi ye na. And I'm call all these police stations.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm talking about it's the clock is so I'm saying, regional police headquarters. Now, I'm headquarters one, and I headquarters so say, if you are seminal, you know, now, a mama almost can say, keep, at the bank crime.
Okay.
You see, I'm only you, a mobile, every piece, almost the continent. And then we can find some by the other city, and by the one woman, none of the activity upon tonight. So, there's a concern, so, among young media, some call, assembling and the now, sometimes that's our way. Me
patronya botro and cry no a hemfa potty no mobile.
I talk about something police headquarters.
Police headquarters.
Yes, police headquarters, every see crime. But the crime will come by, before we see to know Oba.
Okay.
And on the scene, so, on by, I'm saying, at some time, and the room, the only time I read, now I'm finding out now. I'm going to say that so I said, you can't say, yeah. I'm going to find my own, that's why I was reading.
Come for it. At the region, why in a catcher almost say brand crime?
I'm going to call regional police headquarters. One of these regional police headquarters.
And I'm catcher almost say brand crime.
That just happened.
And I'm be doing crime and crime say that is police headquarters. As you are summoning and be do honti, I'm going back to the region.
I'm back to the region.
Me but why ne bar and crime police headquarters.
Hello?
Why ne bar and crime police headquarters.
I say Asadano Wofa, this papa is empty. This papa empty for Nkoranza South.
Okay.
Honorable Emmanuel Kaju Ajikum. How then I saw no Mabano. Omse, Naki, Omu, baby, almost uncle. How the night I was you. I want you, Omoba baby, Omu Yana Krena 18. Into Omoko no Mabansi, Nancy, Omu to Egrom. Omu, baby, Copotina. I said, Mobama, I will not start it, my daddy, a woman. Into and I said, no, I said, no, dear. Because people who don't want to call it to be the idea. And we got a first answer. I said, you couldn't say that the idea, the Mobano will end time Rome. And see, now no better, now Chinian start a keep. And summer, almost call back to Accra, or call a police headquarters was it. I'm about region is a certain and I said, no, and no more region, police headquarters, and hope. A more country almost say, and pass. Na awuti ubisi dopi daba yemu yo de ba yin se amabun tu wu se ye body on de ba yin life obi a o ti aso na se na ebi a entu ye amade tiema na o ma ka se mo headquarters wo on kan say na me se ya ni o mo ma no find out se ye body ni na so ma body cry o mo se na o ma body ti am na ewu no. It's about region, and our region has also been on the bomb.
Okay.
Now, Yabana, and Nura. Emma, regional police commander. And many other and Parad, from this free region, a bar of the full the Castle Tampa. On the Bisiano, or woman can, on that, said your Musi Cobanina, no woman can. Well, I brought this one the time you say, I'm going to be here, I'm going to make hope, and I know, thank you, that we are not on no question. People will call, so, almost thank you, I'm going to say, you can now, a move for no, say, coming corner on Cotrell. Almost a group on one, and I will be said, you will dominate political in your exchange of bullets. Yeah, and my bullets will be. Abo Obama Sadi Wayu. That's an opinion. I said, police commander, or Bono is region. At the true woman,
okay.
You know, and a ma, and you tampa, and you are moving on almost family. Not to say, I can abet you know, you copper, Moka, winter, Moka, you are not a Sadano. I'm the fan and I'm my son. I'll be anxious on this year. No, we know enough for no. Things you didn't come clear and find wrong. And a man so much, this commander Bama over time into film. And it's not to say, I would say, I will mean, from the spot and what you say, yes, Yama just, man, I do know, I began to answer, no, Boku, no, international kind of transfer, more, my boca, and you call her no, my bow, Muka, and then nothing. Well,
go for it. And some Sammy and enough in a jail. Police of what did was saying and near branch and a core crime scene.
Okay.
But at the crime scene, police for the door send it to your car.
I don't say, it's a old say, I dare not, you know, as a police for the community about one thing. Community about one thing, so that's my meeting, man. They were community. And see, the Mamma Cafe, and I know Banada. Not a year, demonstration, only police for years, demonstration, you know. Now, my job, I said a police do community in the crime, so a Bible thing. If you can almost say, my generation, so we did it. And then the answer my put for the community in the Bible. Just I said, you know, regional minister, if you come on, think here, man, any police here, and I did any police commander in commercial say, but you say, was here, Senator Bank, you know, police media, you know, police commander, about IGP, police intelligence, you know. The being command that the corporate Akadano and the SPR at the Asana. And some of none of them ever did not Anna, regional minister, and said, we didn't want to put on a come up. which conference I can even now and so one I can be a meeting kasa. If you know I can you be to the ya and sana capital and medicine so far any maintaining bubbles or more if you know when come up then so my media between us call abata and you be a say and sana Bobo Mama said Tiapoka or Mobano. A man who said police will be a normal come if you come. Now, we need to become an additional and now a daytime. Now, him putting a 70 years, convention of rob really years, a him is here no day. Police for me, young car or Maddy.
Okay. Right. Go for it. Finally, now main court the security expert and then penny for more join him and I pay. Me whole story be our file here. Police for me and son or money I member or more hospital and Nkoranza.
Never had a new file story yet out.
Me bacho say.
Never got a new file.
One case file story be at sir. But until be as say police for our hospital.
Never got a hospital. I'm going to hospital bank.
But all the way near who police for be or hospital.
In some of you go police to be our hospital.
Okay.
You know who hospital I because hospital could be that you can send it back home hospital hospital doctor and then administrator. Nkoranza Central Hospital, the biggest hospital in Nkoranza. Administrator, Reverend Father John Bremen, SMK. And that's another this is for this poverty to you, Ewan Kanga, this is for you, I can become my home and my crab and cook and see and a new and so and a diet. Yeah, a new and 9 years, somebody a new year, somebody a new and when we now see a bubble of a young Kanga for, we now see a member.
Okay.
What you count on. Apart from that, on cassette, we so high,
okay.
You know, 2 count on the movie.
Right.
It's in time, can name some media, and maybe
well, go for it. I mean, that was it. But as I did not pay in Nkoranza Chrome to say, if you have a call, Massum Biaba.
The young look at them, and when you there, you mean and the fact, and I bonus is regional minister, about Kanga. Now, about now, a son, as a man, I actually, Yama, multimedia, I've been left and I didn't see me coming now. Now, all the radio stations in Bono is in the answer as far as some of the ministers and ministers say, a sailor, you know. I'm not asking I can't say, I'm going to say 7 degrees. I'm going to say 7 degrees to see some on the ground. Let's say a stadium and say, you know, a bank of cancer, one name, Moduno, I say, Almunia, and the British one. I'm not more say, Almunia,
okay.
A bank of cancer. I'm not having a British one and say, almost I can run here at 9. Yeah, Mr. Say. Almost in the call in Nkoranza cells. You ma in the over now. Okay. I can run here 9 and almost on the court over 69. I said, I'm going to quickly and on the 2 weeks. 5th of June, you be a midday talking here. Almost time for Manafi. Almost to come on now. I'm going to ask them now and costing now.
Right.
Thank you, move. Not a little update, what is here, you know, to say.
Go for it, boss. Good morning. As I'm going count, that's a bit brave. Why? Any reports I'll file my because so I'm in India trace that became why a bit banafe or my in Chichemu. But I'm sure for your colleague, go for it, boss. And joining all the way from Nkoranza. See, now do a video to a higher Adom TV. Now, watch you media the Broadway. But then the question is, I'm meeting Mama Chief Gary Forsen. But Boating, a security expert. While joining him, I mean, calling on our face. But then it's changing. Come up, what's him in Castle drink? I want to pay BB Aboko there. Hello, Mr. Boating. Hello, Mr. Boating. Hey, I'm going to check it, Paul. Sound and MUT. I'm going to check it. Okay, well, and yet, Paul Boating Penna joining here. So, Dr. Jones Opokuwari Jr., a criminologist, crime researcher, KN. UST. Dr. Pokuwari, what's the main cast in being coming up?
Yo, me use mini and apum zay.
Yamitia say baby aboko there.
Yami adu mi aboko.
All right. Dog me patcho jina so me say Paul Boateng me say kana. Paul, me patcho what menka? Well, too bad. Mo check Paul Boateng and me engage Dr. Poku. All right. Doc, KNUSDT saying Nioma Boko.
Oh, about the other room, we aboko senior. Anope ade achi ye na te say. I said that you be aboko. Yeah.
Doc me patcho me here education kakra. At what point in a police for ebechi obi a suspect omode na ho be hia some de be crime scene?
Well, but that's it for the question. Most of the times, what happens is when the police are gathering evidence for a crime, most of the time, what they do is they want to have a reenactment. Send in criminology, a canon, or more say, or more act it out. Send a crime, is here. Send more understanding of what really happened. And in their investigation, once the suspect confessed to the crime, most of the time what they do is say, yeah, they will call crime scene. And now, crime scene where the suspect is supposed to act out and then detail to the police a quiet fast was on is here. And a part of investigation process are a lot of evidence to be able to prosecute the suspect and to prosecute the case.
Okay, it is a police for the obi called crime scene. Nipano Bambo Bene Wohomano. Again, there was a police for you.
Yes, ideally, say Omodi Obi call crime scene. The police have to secure the person. In fact, in what is done in other countries, the Omiyani say be abo say nipano yeah the never share police car well 45 police car na be the handcuff atonensa. And this year the nipano drew a crime scene where ni be a handcuff no. Abra police for home treasure and nipano Omodi na chika kraka na nipano ene omo a director omo send issue AC and as a crime AC. And most of the time omo crime scene ayana nipa and so any crimes, because evidence most of the time police for some cordon off I've seen honor or more say crime no AC some cordon off that place. Now make sure say obi an continue pembebre no e bro mo this suspect be crime scene no ayana crime scene one secured obi an then no an so they just allow the suspect to show us what happened.
Okay, so does it mean before I had a suspect no crime scene now already deploy police officers aqua ground so to make sure say where you're safe and sign up on the
yes in Pembebre no sana SAC say suspects no confess say crime no on air na esi wo ha the police for alcohol. In fact, that is what is done. Most police around the world sana SAC as some konam secure air crime scene. Now sometimes we use more yellow tape no na more secure that place. Say be ya obi entimen enko temper with evidence now. Was asking for no. In Pembebre no, yes, if there is any kind of people on the it should be a security for a police force. Nobody can tamper with any evidence.
But your suspect here, they didn't call crime scene. There was here shell no bulletproof. It be a protective gear. Said to be Kosovo and Canana.
Yeah, very important, especially cases very violent. Emphasis be a issue be a murder and as a be a robberies. I am most of the time as a way of protecting the victim because you might not know if you are a suspect, nipa, if you are or no, they may be around. And what happens is you need to protect the victim. So secure victim in such a way, say, if there is even a shootout along the line, the person stands a chance, say, be on losing now evidence, any information on and in Pembebre, a procedure, any processor, as a police for a suspect in the form. Almost secure in such a way, say, or fully protected. BBNC, nobody me accommodate information on the crime scene.
Is it possible, sir, they bet me the suspect at crime scene? There'll be a shootout, suspect, a bit for much for name.
In fact, I did say there's a shootout. I have shootout, no. And question I'm a shootout near between a police, any other suspect, and I say police anyone more. Because in Pembebre, some police will be moving to a crime scene, almost intelligence and echo. Okay, based on information, information can be from their own intelligence and as from a suspect no medical crime scene. Okay, so America no in baby medical alcohol no, so medical secure the crime scene. And at one point, and yes, I kind of shootout in the BC. And sometimes I raise a lot of questions. I am wondering why and send me the brain. I say I am well, unless it be a police for a soup, okay, on criminals. Most of the time, the people are caught in their natural state. Okay, until what point NIA or ultimate echo for two about any police for the BC. This is animal women. I need raise a lot of questions. I am not being as a police for no a answer. Intermediate, Mijini said in Pemberley, no say as some cause crimes now because of my secure honor. A honor looks much safer. We don't suspect say will be a being engaged police for most of the time.
Well, but Dr. Johnson Pokuware, Jina Soma me men konafe, Mr. Bob Watson, what's a menka? Great. I hope so be aboko there. Right. What's here, Dr. Opokuware, about say this suspect echo crime scene? And this issue in Nkoranza by me assure say we monitor and we follow. Okay. And Timpacho, there now bet me a torch in the process. You arrest your branch until time crime scene now we film no. There a torch ma wom.
Mini country Dr. Jones. No be bia wuti bia. Many doc yadrin. If you say which is suspect ewo kwan a ewo se wo de no efa so tem bia suspect you be a wohwe modern police na na contemporary police senior ye nema na or you be a was a tem bia wo protect no ni ntia was wo protect no say e betimi aba se bone na wadie no na ye emerging ones ni bia mo hwe den nya no aho se kwan am befa so am betimi dia combat sa bone no enti ya was so protecting na mutimi ye investigation no utimi ka akira kwan ni nyina se ne be ya daachi obi sa person of fast kwan ni bi so a mutimi chi no enti sa wuchi suspect nurse went me am protecting nurse within a short time musu wakuna aya etwitwa so no kire kwan a se be ye fa so ye niema enti no abribia no se suspect de ni hu hiama bambofo no police fo no bi se ono nka ho a bonefo na ebeye bi daachi ni munya no ebetimi aba se bi kura na amachi nipa baako na wo mo kan be ye 10 enti se baako no mudi ahopepre na mkoku na wo mo aka no so wo be san be di boni ni bio enti no so wentimi am project o suspect na wo kochiri na wuku na kire se wondi moduma ni metimi aka no.
Wow. And not just at all times there was a suspect, to be protecting, because I know that be a crano. And in this process, I actually a branch here, at the core crime scene. Now, at the empire now, police for non better more established at the crime scene.
Sir, a bassy a chiwa, it depends crime now, as you know. Sir, if said a fatter was a ye do ko hono man say shootings be nu ade normally no om do ko crime scene I say na say murder cases be no om do ko say ne be hu kwan a wo fa so a mukun no om motimi asua de afru enti no say om do ko a sa ne ma no ne ade na om he de om hwe say ne na doctor can before so om do be ko no na intelligence lead dada so enti bi hono ma mu be ko no munim baby munim mu expect be free what do you call it suspect in ho sakra na mako enti no say e ba say mo ko na mo say suspect no ko ofo abehia mo no mo eno mo exchange fire na say bi obi ato eno no sebe madam fu be kan say enem ne yen kan kire ene anamafo ya najo manasem eni kwa say so organ ho.
Wow. But what's in just me? Dr. Wari, Bacho also. Okay. And see, me Bacho, per the police release their buying. You see a branch here, we're engaging in several robbery cases in our area. The question is, obi engaging bibisa police for monitor no. You to mean your record be or any of the police stations abranti and engaging BBC into other police wanted list so.
In fact, I see it minya BBC. Oh, police institution across the world no. Omo be bi o ma no kasa no se bi enye omo nkasa sa akwawo. Enye se kasa ana ansem bi o mbeka no e bibi a da hotra e bi amanfo betimi aponchi hopes. No. Se bibi omo kasa bia no omo ka ho asem bia no. Se evidence e back is ade no. Na ohwe police for nsem omo de atubule nyina. De bebus ane se ho evidence ewe. Musi nipa no amroba. Mu betimi produce evidence e say nipa no one. Over the period no, mu intelligence amon nipa na me hu say oye obi a oye amroba otai eco rubbish. Secondly, empodana mo ese mo nipa no mo ohwe ne nkwa no anase mo koche no. Sada no evidence ben and wasn't nipa no was in the process of engaging in robbery. Enu nti no ese nipa no ehwe ne nkwa. Sa na ma we nyina police for emfambe tudwa. Police for MIA ehu ye. De hia ne se omaka anase de omaka ne se nipa ne robbery. Na oni minia. Now me study patterns of police murders. Police for omabobo nipa tu akuomo in Ghana over the period. In fact, me call way back to 1997. Now me share human rights reports be a US Department of State issue for Ghana. Now consistently over the period, you know, sa subain police for etimi ekunipa. Na IBB say as a way to justify say ku ayeku no right no. All that the police will have to do no say be ma a robbery tag. Say we armed robber. And Ghana ha no immediately ebeka so be armed robber no generally no society no has a certain negative reaction towards the person. And the police will not tag you say we armed robber pe. And until you bow to obian busa question and no one say the case dies. And that has been the pattern. Oshias our report no every 97 how bad in 2000 about 2009 and then about 2017 and you see those patterns in the police. Say Ghana Hano, your police for no don't take human rights issues as maybe very important for them. They hear say on the crime scene and as omuku obia you better target say oh yeah robber. Immediately because oh yeah robber no, it justifies action now taking. And Samukaya some a year or two ago, police for command son kwanta eko boys 7b2 mo catch say sankofoni nyina robbers. You buso omo fa evidence in bra. Omo kosi say two bi as na egugu baabi e de begu omo say two an ekura nkofon. Later on, your investigation no any who say sankofoni nyina say na omo nya armed robbers. But that time na police for akomawi. Enu nti no suban bi a e Ghana police for mu even human rights reports aka. In fact, me research be me chronicle those kind of police abuses from way back in 1997. Okay, in fact, somewhere in 2006, a similar act yes akubono any offense Kutubabi area ho. And also say police for boy bisa on also omuboni to asema police in the car and say no this or am robber. Oh, enti ayadibia akoso Ghana police mu omonfa evidence bi aso nyeden emba. And your police service no integrity any accountability I see in from kono and I think say going forward no new police administration no sadi we na ya dia eso mo hwe na omo di hu duma.
Well, Dr. Warren still you know some me that's very brave. Mr. Boboate say wo ho. Okay, nti say o monitor nyoma akoso on the grounds per the youth no the member of parliament and Eka, regional minister Eka, vis-a-vis the police release. Do you believe that the guy or a suspect were engaging in a series of armed robberies in the area?
Me three say me person me take size investigations in the battery. A bit me ambassador no quarry e bi ana crash no involve no ho sa biano so epen. Ana se bia no quarry say omo ehum say oye bibisa. And a bit means what I say, or you're innocent. I wouldn't want now send your call for being so can say, be a say police if only be can't robbers and home. And Tina, one more etimiachin a coon so, meaning also bit me and correct. To say, no, media and commit me, and say, may can say a bit me. yɛntumi constitute a commission of inquiry na nka ɔmo nkwasɛm no because ɛyɛ adɔɔso nsɛ yɛnkyɛ yɛhu de burion van issue ne baayɛ ana sɛnea doctor kan ɛyɛ akɔyɛ sɛ Ghana police fo suban sometimes ɔmkɔkyi aberante bi koraa ne sɛ ɔno wi baako a ɛbɛbɛ news na bucket masi n'anim ne nyinaa no yɛ 1820 style of policing da bia meka ho asɛm sɛ twam ɛnyɛ enim yɛsi wadura ɛbla shooting ne baayɛ na ɔmo bɛka no ɛm sɛ ɔmo issue statement koraa sɛ civilians no mu na sa sɛ ɔmo exchange fire ɛba ne nyinaa yɛ ntorɔ because we just saw senior doc kind no integrity na ekofom enu nti ana ema youth no any Ghana police service I say omo nka no nse mo videos da bia me kan say Ghana ha o pe wo mo amranto ane mpo ma sempa wo yi greedy politicians na police for na toso mi no and my can say the way omo treat youth no omo anhwe ni ya in 2024 most of the police stations across board amranto ane be police stations ahodo because omo mu police for no interview omo be catch open omo mu enu ti na dampare by me catch and say ni betimi aboa no pa ne say ni police public relations no obetimi improve no because enu ni ade a betimi kra mo na fight crime but say entimi anko ne sa ne say police for ne ye bone na ye ntimi nka na wo man so na be investigations don be report aba na say omo hye uniform ti no omo mfa mra nya dwuma mu obi a ebedu baabi no obi beti agina say enough is enough no eno no wan hwe ya na didi mu na na yesisi baabi bebre no ne bi ba nti wo mo hwe niam yi mi fin say enhwe yi e wo say wo mo bie wo mo ani na wo mo ma wo mo edin no ekosoro sense wo mo din ni san akofom enye eyade a
but I'm wondering, are you in any way justifying the youth in the year in Nkoranza no
men justify but e banesa e bufushi wuntimi control doc so your criminology obetimi akachiro nipa bufu otimi ye niema bebre moment asem ahye no wuntimi nka ho hwe enu nti na ya training on say ne be ya on betimi de-escalate such issues but one training in techniques almost had the core Nkoranza no so cry if you ask my own opinion say my comment on 3/10 enye papa actually say you training no you lack so many things modern policing them the American intelligence-led policing. Say to me far south philosophy now. If you say a bit me aboa me etimi asolve yet me combat crime. Send ye hwehwe na. Eno na was ye but near kwe de enye sakra. Because oni pa ne buafu. Wonso a wo kɔ no so a wonso a buafu. Wo san akɔ exchange fire. Enti dia na apesa wo kyerɛ. Enti ni nyina ya de a hadwen mfin say the way police ne tie no well,
Mr. Paul Watson, Dr. Johnson Pokuwari, still Munjira Homana Sumame Nafe in the studio, member back now, many Adib Sani are joining him and Nutrition Come Adib, good morning, Bibi Abokodia. Great indeed. And that was becoming himself home foul, but you try to make it, and I'm sure so be Paul Watson and Dr. Johnson Homana Sunafe.
Dog, any Mr. Paul Watson, Boko.
Okay, great. And quickly, me perceive share the release of police for Edibaye, me kind of a mention Chichemukakra, and dated May 17, 2022. I say, Police Professional Standards Bureau (PPSB) investigate the death of a robbery suspect at Nkoranza. Now, one, as part of a holistic strategy to tackle the menace of armed robbery, the police administration has since August 2021 deployed special anti-robbery task force to all robbery-prone areas across the country. Two, these special anti-robbery task forces have conducted a series of intelligence-led operations which have contributed immensely to the reduction of armed robbery incidents in the affected areas. Three, in the Bono East region, police gathered intelligence that a suspect, Albert Donko, and a gang of 5 other suspected armed robbers whose names are being withheld for investigation purposes were involved in several armed robbery attacks in the region, including armed robbery attacks at Nkoranza. So it means that per the police release, Albert Donko is already a suspected armed robber.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely. Anything Omuchino in the first place.
Okay.
I mean, me need problems with police release, with respect to the fact that or operations, to catch armed robbers, and I have no problem with it, because then I name the menace of armed robbery and how it is destroying lives and how it is making a lot of Ghanaians feel unsafe. But even Muchi serial killer, you are not supposed to harm him whatsoever. Even though a robbery suspect, but the circumstances under which is what is raising a lot of suspicions, especially in the wake of other incidents. Say doctor, any Mr. Paul Boatin, I mean, they catalogued a number of past incidents, including Asawasi, Ewo Manson Kwanta, Ejura, and some other places. Remember, said just recently, a similar issue with 2 suspected police robbers. Okay, and no, I raise eyebrows. Okay, and I think it's becoming one too many. And the problem, the opaque nature of the investigation process. Mostly, county cases, not a single officer has been held to account. Not a single officer. And yes, very dangerous.
Now, but what if the officer is without blame? I mean, officers should be held. If at the end of the day, investigation,
some young, energetic Zungo boys were killed. Okay? An inquiry into the whole issue came out with the fact that na omunye armed robbers. So sa eto omodi showing media no where did it come from? Sa officers omokun what happened to them? And to say a template, BBC sa mudie committee of inquiry then they would issue a report, government bear responding in the form of a white paper. Then in the end, almost say, okay, fine, shake their hands and it's business as usual. Okay? It's dangerous.
No, so what you are saying, it means that the police can frame somebody up.
Absolutely.
So, oh, really?
Very possible.
Wow.
And in fact, it is alleged to have even happened in the past because we were lawyer friends. I have lawyer friends. I'll say opposite.
Doc and Mr. Boateng.
I think that the Adibu cano, and no American Kayan.
Okay.
Say, Name share a human rights report on Ghana.
Right.
Okay. From 1997 to 2009 to 2017 on Ghana. And so I don't know a consistent pattern. Okay. In chronological and sociological sense, when there is a pattern, then we are in the presence of a fact. Not just say bibi to so na de bia to so na just ade na sanete so enti no ade bia Ghana police no say na ade bi so ka no ade bia wo hwe omo records ma ewo ye ya ne so ode baba ma tag bi say akwa we ya yabo ni tuo no na oy am robber omo nim say Ghana ha no ye mbusa questions and omo say Ghana ha no omo nya area bibia ni we besi
right. It means that the police can conceal the fact now. Or more fabricating the media
and mostly, Doc, to add to that, mostly investigation process internal. And I have serious misgivings about police investigating police because our human element, it would always kick in.
Oh, okay.
And some investigation is shrouded in mystery. You don't know what really actually goes into it, and yet transparent. And in the end, almost see, police did no wrong, and that's it. And dangerous because it's making a lot more officers become so trigger happy. They feel once who was our uniform, it grants you invincibility and immunity. And there are many situations that doesn't warrant the police even picking a gun. But slightest provocation of fatwa, just like it happened in Tamale, or see, Obi not driving Toyota Camry. He didn't stop when he was asked to. Or Johnny, then he was shot. Just Enura. Another one, pillion rider B. Almost they stopped the rider, he didn't stop, so they shot and a pillion rider who is a woman was caught up. And Omuni commander or ASP, when they interviewed him on radio, I was on that show, I was shocked. Doc, would you believe that this officer said, a checkpoint, and once you are stopped, you don't stop, they can fire at you.
We have to shoot you.
I couldn't believe my ears. I asked which operational manual of the Ghana Police Service says if you stop someone, he doesn't stop, you shoot at the person. And this person is an ASP. Wow. Can you believe this? And you see, it's very dangerous because the back created disconnect.
No, but talking about the operational manual, so at checkpoint, you stop it, one stop it. You also know, say, at checkpoint, you stop it or stop it.
Absolutely.
And
but only say someone can run away from the police because on the license in T.
Okay.
And maybe the motorbike no is not well registered. It can be any issue.
Yes, but the police is a friend. Stop.
The thing is, there were law of proportionality.
Okay.
Okay. Before police, by using lethal force, it should have graduated. There were a number of stages, and by that time, the life of SAR officers should be in an existential danger or an innocent person.
Okay.
Okay. But you don't. In fact, lethal force and last resort. Unfortunately, on this occasion. And then first result.
I didn't even say, Mr. Boateng Pacho, may hear some education on the police release. Point 4. I'll say, based on this intelligence, an operation was conducted during which suspect Albert Donko was shot. Pacho, may hear education kakra. Based on this intelligence, an operation was conducted during which suspect Albert Donko was shot. He was rushed to the Holy Family Hospital. Now, intelligence in the ATS here already almost say robbery suspect. And you know, operation being conducted here. The guy was shot.
So same way, then I say you fled down Paris, Busano. What you say? If you say, was it based on what intelligence?
Yes.
And sometimes, you know, me feel say almost definition of intelligence, you know, so yes, something I was here, Busano here. Intelligence, non person much less say. Medical I can say intelligence and you be a prove that I turn of market to. I'll say beyond intelligent. Intelligence is a process. Doing information, raw information now. I know your raw material, I know just intelligence. Intelligence and you want to was analysis. So I say you process, steps. Intelligence, no, almost recommend say operation on call shoot na now say on fan on see on bonus. Once you can't say unquestioned suspect in the fee. Actually, suspect was all one mobile because we knew and confident do on by sa on by fast and so I born in you. It is so many more duma pass and you go on so many more duma. Didn't know some suspect on Kuno. And now the no cooperation saying if send on operation no call ye. To the good class, so much treachery you know. Now you kind it doesn't mean anything no. It means wrong. It appears almost free case not be at to Nippon Keke. So I'm a point in the chair.
Wow.
It's all got them say based on intelligence. Ubian say intelligence, answer now being intelligence. That's what take more than 4 steps. So, dissemination, one more information on ya or intelligence on analysis on saying it, no coaching. If you're not coaching, no consider as operation and answer near him, operation Bayer, on coaching will fear or no. Send a year at it now, and I don't know operation now. Well, I want to the own maybe a bit young, I fled down Paris or Migiano.
Well, Mr. Boateng, my name is Doc, or other perspective to this particular one, as based on intelligence.
Yeah, intelligence no is questionable. In fact, Macau Baby said police institution and is supposed to be an intelligence institution, but sometimes they don't behave intelligently. So, then
but that's serious.
Intelligent. Yes, I mean
that's serious. It's an indictment on the police service.
Of course. I mean, say Okachem say you are working with intelligence. Some of us, from where we sit, we got to know say there was something likely to happen in Nkoranza. Okay, you are able to get intelligence to go and kill an armed robber or a suspect or somebody you say is an armed robber. But the police service didn't have intelligence to know that something was brewing in Nkoranza. Young crowd from where we sit, because of the fact that we work with security agencies, look, we were able to pick information. Say, look,
absolutely.
Within the week, something like that was going to happen in
absolutely.
Nkoranza. And the source, for example, told us that it was going to be an Edura-like kind of situation.
Yes.
And when the police went to and picking intelligence, all that they have to do is say, issue, and then they put on their warrior mentality and now go and face people, and now we have one person dead and then some people injured. I mean, sometimes some intelligence agency, they have to live according to that target. Now you say, or might try to de-escalate issues before it escalates. Now we have so many casualties. So man, yes, and I said, they be and say issue back instead of putting on their guardian mentality. Now they be warrior mentality. No, ako share nipa. Na bibi ba yenko bo mutuo, yenko shutu. We almost say minimum force. And me that minimum force no cry. I did be a because you know, a discretionary. In fact, I've said somewhere said. And yes, you putting certain laws in place a bit defining some minimum force no at the Ama police for because as of now you have minimum force discretionary. Somebody decides okay, me in my definition of minimum force now you use rubber bullet and as you use live bullet. But your laws be and as your process be a bit to me are regulating and defining minimum force at the Ama police for now. We can hold them accountable to it. And I'm saying is going forward, you know, see if you say stop it, sir, way now. We should come up with what I call Death in Custody Act. Ebe bind the police for I'm on my accountable to people. A man for one, on bet sure nipa ebe omu detention and as the people on be incarcerate you. Send ebe we can always get the police to be accountable to their citizens. See, anya sa dia minia. One we assess situation we because so the anya police one because I'm robber. That's your end.
Okay. So
obviously it's about 10 minutes after 9. This year we're joining Adom TV. We're here live at Sempa 94.7. Now watching Jumedi near the bro. Me didn't question Sempa. My guest, Dr. Jones Opokuwari Jr., a criminologist and crime researcher at KNUST. Mr. Paul Boateng, a security expert. And Adib Sani in the studio, a security analyst. Adib, in the end, say me will fear to say, na yaba, I say be yaba be you know, as based on this, you know, can I resist that arrest?
Davey, you cannot resist that arrest. I think you would have to comply. Okay, in as much as situations is making people feel as unsafe in the hands of the police, but under no circumstance, I mean, to me, rationalize it whatsoever resisting an arrest. But many with the proposal on Death in Custody Act, you know. But I would wish that widen Nukakra to be Welfare in Custody Act. So that whether a death, whether a yarea, whatever it is, you are supposed to be protected whilst in custody. Okay? So, I think it will restore more confidence and, you know, in the system. Because currently, Adia Ekosono is creating a disconnect between the community and the police. And I also agree also that science it was very obvious.
Oh, really?
In fact, video be that is even making rounds on social media showing a police officer at a police station ranting about the fact that Munim say or move attack police station no. Adenti mo anyeshi. Okay. Aside that, from what I have gathered on the ground, families, call police station to register their displeasure about what happened. Police, they would hear from them in 2-3 days' time. And you know, Star community, and to say Accra. Okay. So it's a small community. So whatever affects one family affects the whole community. Okay. So move Star room for more agitation, for more anger to spread. And now, where we are today. Okay. The same thing. Ejura. When Kaka was killed, Omo called police severally with even names of suspects. But police Omo and Yeshi. Okay. So when you tell us intelligence, I think I don't know who altered release.
This COP question for it.
Question for it to who friend or on fact. You send him messages, he doesn't answer. Meanwhile, who send an IGP message or reply? Okay, and you play with words. You play with words. I don't know whether, you know, we watch our faces bottom up.
Forgive me. I think, what drew my attention to something. But the release I have here, honestly, Oshe Asia, there is nobody who initiated it. No. It was just a release from the Ghana Police Service. Unlike the who DCOP question for Alexander Obeng. Yes. But this one, nobody.
Okay, so I don't think any release can go without recourse to the top. Okay, a security organization. Okay, so still, I think, they should stop playing with the minds of the people with English. Okay, what's the meaning of intelligence led and so he was killed? How was he killed? Did you kill him? Was he caught in the crossfire? How was he? And I'm very excited, Mr. Paul Boateng, any doctor or more online, because It's a very easy slam dunk case. Okay, Musi, if it was an exchange of fire, who else was hit? And obviously, if someone is firing at you, your background at the back would be hit by some of the bullets. Okay, maybe car mudi kohonum would also be hit. Okay, mu pick shells at the scene. You'll be able to tell, say, shall we every what do you call it, this caliber of bullet, and it's likely to come from an AR-15, M16, AK-47, and a Glock pistol. Okay, very easy procedure, and even recently, many police paying for be a lot of the high-profile murder cases that hasn't been solved was just negligence, like unprofessional conduct. This is supposed to be here, then I put it there. Compromising the whole investigation. And many obi I asked him to go to the scene and let's do a video call. Ewa Nkoranza. When he got to the scene, Ewa Nkoranza, where where agitation, agitation, the guy who was shot.
Right.
Okay. He got there, he took the video. Sa guy the slippers he was wearing, the pair was lying at the scene. The blood splatter, the flow where the blood clots, even the cap he was wearing was still lying there. And people were passing and touching. I was like, this is a crime scene. This is supposed to be cordoned off. Okay. Because the way you would find the body there can leave a lot of clues. The crime scene gives a lot of clues as to where the bullet is coming from using trajectory, NERD. The splatter would determine where the direction the bullet also came from. But because there's no commitment from the scratch into getting to the bottom of that case, they left it there for it to be compromised.
Okay, but for this interesting perspective, and I'm sure Paul Boateng and Doc, so but just let me start with you, Adi. This Paul ne Doc, me but I recall on Adom FM, you interview the Bono regional minister, and he said the police release, it's a disconnect from what is happening on the grounds. BBC what district before national release what is the communication like? Who feeds who?
Obviously, police not there. A very decentralized institution, okay? Usually BBC sir, because I was sitting with the top police officer, IGP or Madame Fupa, and the other, high-ranking police officers. I was sitting with one of them, and he called a commander to get information about what is going on.
Which commander?
No, not with this case.
Okay.
With a different case.
Right.
And he asked him, say, and gather some more information for him because they want to take a decision. So it happens that way. BBC, they call the district commander, who might, of course, perhaps give information to the divisional, then the regional, then to the national. Okay, so you know the full facts of the matter. So sometimes, almost trusty information, the top, I would have expected based on almost experience, almost so-called intelligence, they will be able to decipher whether it is garbage or it is the truth. Okay, and the appropriate decision would be taken.
Okay,
because it's quite obvious. That release, even me, without knowing the full facts of the matter on the ground, say this is a disconnect.
Okay.
It doesn't make sense.
Mr. Boateng and a doc, a quick one now, but first, Mr. Boateng, is it possible, sir, please don't make me issue release be without recourse to the regional minister? Mr. Boateng.
Say you who a Ghana police on your name, possible.
Okay.
Possible.
But I thought, sir, the regional minister is the chairman of the Regional Security Council.
Yeah,
at least the Bekos to be anke was all aware.
But okay, your system now said you say muhuni see. Regional minister ne can see, not district minister can see. And not just disconnect ewo send ye mini adibu ne doc can. And my system no a banisa ema o combat crime a yedin. Because the group baby I wouldn't set me free. And a case in a bar. Senior, okay, when you be a we very good, obey decipher some of this issue. Information about and most of the chassis, I analyze the whole thing for best answer consume time into M1. So, into no, dear boy. Send your air course is here and meet me defend the Ghana Police Service. Possible so meeting me without the original minister.
Well, what's what I said, Doc? I don't know. They're also doing far away.
Well, send a mini apple and a deep akano. I think that's an amazing because I mean, yeah, the drought situation no cry and fan to one. Obeun said, a command and control structure no on the field was a problem. And Tina, a man near my see were dressed, and in fact, okay, near Koso, Nkoranza na. He said, and may make a similar situation I see or a drought. Well, where I won't say command and control structures, standard operating procedures, no. I as a police for use for crowd control, any intelligence-led police, who said there were problems. And I think say where we have such disorganized structure, Obiapi say or no, and CBS say or issue certain commands, or no, say taking charge of certain situation. You create some of these problems, and at the end, you have a lot of casualties and a lot of people that will be in the line of fire, and that is what we are actually seeing because police for no look. Me in dealing with them, what I've come to see is that police force has two principles. Okay, one, every police across the world, use two principles, what we call the warrior mentality principle and the guardian mentality principle. And now the guardian mentality, and they say, say, and a warrior mentality, they say, look, you say, be a threat, let's go and eliminate the threat. In fact, all over the world, advanced countries now, Ocean police now, what they try to do is to do more of the guardian policing than the warrior policing. But Hano is the opposite. In Georgia, police for immediately people are gathered somewhere because they lack training in crowd control, and most of the time they always want the easy way out. They just put on their gear and then they move straight into action and try to eliminate anything that they feel in their minds, say a threat to whatever. Sometimes it's not even a threat that is even real, but then because they have that warrior mentality, bang, 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 then they start shooting, and then at the end, and we have the casualties that we normally have. And I think, some of these standard operating procedures, a police for refining now, more mode of operation very clear, especially when they are confronted with crowd control situations. Maintaining law and order on the streets.
Well, Dr. Jones Opokuwari Jr. still stay with me. Mr. Paul Boateng stay here. We are joining Adom TV. Now watch Jumedi now. We are live on Asempa 94.7 FM. Adib Sani, I'm a guest in the studio. Medini Kwesi Asempa. A quick break. Yeah,
that's it. So I'll show you a video. Make Kyle say, I bring you over a video on YouTube. No, one more Adom and that's no. I am me so. Me asu we just say brave ya obenya kwanya na video bia ye de beto ha no watumi ahwe ne watro say wo so aye mia se ne be ya unua bi su benya bi ahwe abre bia wo ya na sa video bia ye de beto ha no ubenya bi ahwe medase.
Well, I'm saying I'm more about but I'm not going to say watch me try who about Adom TV now watch Jumedi now go so I will share with you live Asempa 94.7 FM. Me didn't request Asempa. Deep Sunny and my guest was studio on Zoom. Me were Mr. Paul Boateng, security analyst, and Dr. Jones Opokuwari, criminologist, working in UST. More mention me come, but in all these, we share the Adib, we share the reaction of the youth. Would you say it's justifiable?
Oh, no. They be. There's no justification whatsoever for violence. A country that is governed by the rule of law. And I don't think violence is ever the answer to justice. Okay. I mean, in as much as I understand more frustrations, more pain, losing a loved one under such, mysterious circumstance with nobody speaking to you. But I would still entreat, almost exercise restraint in the midst of the anger and the pain.
Okay.
Because yes, sir, in the end, the focus will shift from the crux of the matter to the seeming violence. I mean, the fact that Omar destroy vehicles parked right in front of the police station, NERD. So I would still appeal to the youth in our area, not to let the violence overshadow the main issue, and the main issue is justice. And yet we are not there currently, but we have to push it to the very best of our ability. This should be the icing on the cake. This should be the stop to all of these impunity all over the place. We need to ensure, say, a transparent investigation is conducted and whoever is found culpable will be dealt with according to the law. Besides, me, I'm pushing, and I'm say Commonwealth Human Rights Secretariat, almost pushing for an independent body to look into such matters. Because I have serious misgivings about police investigating police. So that only police and all of the security services. So who or any complaint against any security operative, whether or your police, whether or your military, immigration, whatever it is, you take it to the body, they would look at it independently and ensure, say, the law is applied.
I didn't even say, at this point, and then I was a police for 1 year to make sure, say, the system is calm.
Techniques are diffusing tension and situation at this different de-escalating techniques. I was a police for a year. Now, as someone became a bishop before a bamblanto and a buofuno or more a child, no more castle. So I breed I was a behind the scene job no more year. Almost share family, no community leaders, especially youth leaders, and almost share. Na empanyin fo no mo ekasa di nkomo no mo kire on say e bia enye bo apayo no mo ma assurance say enhwemu no koso a next o mo nkofo ni bi efom ya on betwe on so e ba ne sa mnanto ano benya apotoye mabusua no so ebu badju so kakra sensane o mo efin say o mo de o no hye uniform tino ne o mpe no mo ye e ba ne sa emfaso bia ma engineer meka say police management them say omo take his decision in there me futu kakra me dia man so omo nya sa de na e ba ne sa asomdue beba
but Mr. Boatim that say doc you say you withdraw the police officers are no more and as it stands now say bibia mujua should the same police officers go back to their duty post?
No. They shouldn't even make that attempt. Instead, policing is just like politics. You see, policing is local, okay? And most of the time you realize that police, they have to have a certain rapport with the community members because community, and a amount of information as to air crimes are ACC. Anytime I'm a IGP, we ask them, the way or most of the time we interact with community members now, you will see it's a very, very commendable. The INA said, approach now or use, I have to say it's only at the top. So I will suggest say community policing, community relation with the police approach now or use. Can you decentralize okay? All areas across the country, your police divisions were your police stations or police for in charge of that regularly into the community, no money and interactive. I mean, what would be then the best say be a next Saturday or your community be one say police for me and say, oh, Charlie, I mean, you have to build that kind of rapport with community members. But because of whatever has gone on in Nkoranza, any before a war a year or month for suggestion the police for said, try to rebuild the relationship that existed between any community members, and then make sure say Sankofona be through their hands or are negligent. You need really plan man. I say if there's any punishment bedroom so that they can get their confidence back, especially within the communities. But
Mr. Boateng, I understand is you're not too happy with the style of this current IGP. What's wrong with the style?
Senior dog kind, Mufio and Bekan said harmonious community relations in here about first now. But near the star now, or the star in a populist approach. And until send a dog kind, I was said in district commanders and divisional commanders and who use one more because only community members in it. And I tell you, as I say, criminals and almost free space in crown by community no better now. Ye no neti e you be plan na obi adamfo e ye den ye nipa ba ku mienu miensa ni enti no so wanti mi ama won ko fo na nko communities ni no mo educate wo mo no mo anti wo mo adwuma se na mo mienu mo ahu o hawa e da mo ntanu anso obo a onipa koye bone a onya obi o ti community mu nya kukuduro enko se okoyina ma because fin say oyini ma kra mo be yi ne to eno nso ya de enkofo kan da eno ntino we have the structure of intelligence led policing now section na community policing sa na ma we nyina wo person combat crime pa e wo ho e kwan ya be fa so a wo be scan environment community no e wo ho no e kwan ya be fa so a betimi identify key youth members and as community members on betimi ama information e wo ho no e kwan ya be fa so a be training wo mo ho enti say ba say wo IGP nkwa na wo de wonam wo kwa ha ni atwa ni edo aba social media na wo chikale wala modern policing enka ho enchira kromfo enka ho eno na me ka no enti so ma original commanders no ko no mu hia hemfo mu ko schools no mu ya eno ye better secondary na say emsa be shase kasa ho sa ade no me say original commanders ni bia ye bi e wo bi ni ade but it's not enough wo kwa na kasa te say ni e kasa ya masa wa ya ade ba wo nya ade e was say uko schools no mu a e in the form of say be a seminar bi ya na wo kira de bi say ne science bi kura na wo show kire on because the catch will be say who suspicious activity on report wa be any suspicious activity na ni pan report enti wo say yenya time na kire say bia who say koso a say na be kire who say na eba say na wo say wo ye na eba ne sa who bo say be security conscious and no be me yetimi combat crime e wo communities ni adwene right say ba say ba akofo na ade onam na wo ye dia me dia me ne nya adwene sa enti wo hwe ne time na si ye kan okure pa cases robbery cases aban ehu say ni predecessors ni nyina wonu ankasa ni police for okokro no mo kumbi the indictment the chance ade nti tracing leadership no there is something wrong was ye capture no to no boas ye ni ye me ma kan say kwan kro ba so na kwasi police issue statement it was totally wrong there be as na mutatia onya said this new administration this night say omo mba ye de omo nya hwe so we yes ape wo pe wo hawama IGP because wo mo nso afiri ho no wo so won ko fo ho yensu yenum say ne Ghana yesu ne ye baatie obi beka to san wo na ade obi pedin enti ne nyina ye ne man kitinkiti a wo so hwe no hwe ne it's about Ghana police service not IGP dampari ye hu ne sa ne ye kwa collectively no obi a wo so ye na adwuma no o ye na adwuma eno beboa sen say ba akofo so obe ba akofo ntimi nye me na me ka kire no nti won hwe sa ade ne yi
Mate Mr. Boate me that say
yes I just want to add something okay so in the wake of terrorism threat, you know, me say National Security Ministry or more release information about the public or more alert or more call crowded place. It doesn't make sense. Generic. I mean, okay, fine. Who call crowded place? More alert. How? We need specifics, just like what stated. Specifics. Ukwa, say you look out for this. If you find this, this is what guidelines. We don't want announcements. Vague, generic in nature that the people might not be able to know. The Center for Human Security and Peace Building, we came out with a number of guidelines, 12 pointers, 12. What to look out for. Unattended bag, or maybe bag be at the home. You feel say sika womb, then you go attend to it. No, alert appropriate authorities because a bit me a bomb. Will be bizarre questions be brave. Minister no or tiha time ben no bafi time ben no pie ne car number then or movie with bodyguards any other beyond curiosity and also is something to look out for. And omu to me yeah idea for dry runs omu be test system so Adom TV say studios no a restricted area but he would deliberately walk in uchino then he will go like oh they be na me call baby so mistake but he's just testing the strength and weaknesses of your system and obia okita Adom TV ni shares bebre won fie meanwhile on ye adwuma wa Adom TV what is his true intention so omu to me gather supplies and now okita maps of blueprints of sensitive buildings, maybe Adom TV building, who call ground floor, reception, exit point near, entry point near, who call first floor, or more production center, any idea. What are you doing with it? And now okita sa blueprints of high-rise buildings. So this is what we want.
Okay.
So if they won't do it, we will do it. Civil society will support.
Well, I did me that say we say Mraso say wow we share we tie wa sempa 94.7 we so bebem number now be free 0302 211-701. And 0302-211-702, 0302-211-703, and 0302-211-704. Also bet me afre. Mr. Ofra na we mute with TV set na my say be ya yenya feedback and all. Ebi so asisi anu echi mo feed ya to a yemo akwaba na watch dwumadi na o share ha Adom TV otie o radio so a Asempa 94.7 FM. Medini kwesi Asempa Adib Sani security analyst, Paul Boateng security expert, Dr. Jones Vokuwari criminologist, KNUST. Na me guestameniomo echiche enkomo. I don't know if I have a caller on the line. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay. Whilst I try to call so I did remember I was saying about my Zoom guest or so. In all these traditional leaders among Kasai, do you think that they should be talking? Traditional leaders
obviously, because Omo represented the interest of the people. Omo responsibility to ensure in one way or another the people within Omo jurisdiction are safe. Maybe Omo and Kasa officially, but I'm sure say they are engaging with the youth in the area. So miti say Christian Tetanyano or Kohonum. No,
okay, forgive me, Adib. Mamin Peke Eric Wadabraka. Eric, asumje kawana pa bibi abokoni.
Yo, I can also.
Great.
That's it.
Yentio.
But I'm the program is very, very educative. Now, most especially security aspect. Police, you know, as a police opinion, you know, IGP notice, you know, you are IGP, but it will be a politicians, you know, and managing the especially at Mano in Chichimwabam. Yes, we can the degrees be free. What any politician from the scratch. Now, we are or no within a short time of about Mano pushing his own college. Now, yes, I know the young be free near the idea ever. Until young ones will walk. And also, more you are quite Mano that I know honor young one. I see now. Near no other than over partial Africa late now, I feel over Salutu, or the boss no I had more or less. It's in Namukayan. A human collective Aduma.
Right.
Yes, it be a IGP. And I have in terms of terrorism, no. And also, problem I over no year, say, a confirmation just like that without educating the public what to do. Yes, I know. Even I sorry, Crown, I'm out for Beja, sorry.
Okay.
Gatherings will be amount for Enco, and as I will affect the economy.
Eric, may I say bebre? Why? May I say pass off from Adabraka? Okitichina na Efre fin Nkoranza. Okitichi asumje kawana pay.
Enka bebre.
Yo.
Ya damasi ni program. Nkoranza ya kam kakra. Nansu police no ba no mo ba reinforcement ba bebre.
Okay.
Kakra me pese me kan se. Nkoranza Mayhem ya kuma mrafem asem na ya nipa wa kwache no frifi na pietimi ato ama wo no afrim police ni basa kwara nka bibi ha dwene ye demonstration na pietimi akasa wo bitiri ho ensoma ni nyina ha dwene ya but yeah, they can say the police should be professional and up and doing.
Okay.
Almost more gada intelligence. They ben no more kanfa a woman and kasa.
Okay, but just a quick one. Abranti, I can't want to me one kasa on him. No,
I mean, him no pa.
Sir, only me say, or your wine or your den or chromo.
Or multi TV.
Okay.
And a phantom pabua. Your Hanum commercial bank in opposite or MTN office.
Or you'll be or your basa capra.
Or your basa or your that calm person will be on Kasakura. Won't shed them who say, oh, ye, so now I say, I said, Tembia, who is smiling.
Okay.
Can I be this or not? You no be a Niagara to say, no, my ye for Bissam Kwanza will be here so easy. No man, I won't.
The patch officer will be named no, and Yambia, what's the same where the Bonnie be mom in the police station?
Dabi biya sa nyansi.
E bacho yo. Asumdwe ka koteche so ni achuche komo. Ma membra ko komlemle na fe in fact me good morning. E busia boko.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Boko there.
Good morning. Yeah. But I'm say one panelist now bakasa omakasa yi
right.
Now, one fundamental thing I'm saying is the recruitment pattern. Quite for sure, the recruit police is another issue. Okay. So people say, me party to find the police. Me find the police, but they are shared with background.
Okay.
The individuals that we recruit into the police service, no, they are shared with background. Say, we, it's going to see up here, and I say, up here, and I say, because now if the robbery can be, I delegate to say who could police no be this. My information. All the police are the criminal also a organization. The criminal organization also almost set up almost separate a body and I said separate people almost okay. They go through every aspect, they penetrate through every aspect of the society. Say the recruitment pattern.
Okay.
They recruit you from schools. And you say, so as you wait, you say you're recruiting without knowing the background. Most of these people go there because they want employment. They don't even care about the standards. They don't care about the mandate of the police. They want employment. They want job to do. And that is it. It is not a fundamental issue.
Martin. Well, come on, I see bebre. Why na fe mi ko kuma se me fa kwesi wi afe. Awese uti me nka asundwe nka wana pe.
Asundwe nka mo so.
Yo, boko de.
Ma se pa ne mo panelist no. Nsema mo cheche mo no. Asome ni ye pa. The thing say Ghana police ni de na me nim do crap. I say then ya kind of crap. When be 3 weeks ni. Me or site first and was site no me si fie wo appear to. Entina me use DP na DP ne ewu nti ewu no me ma dey center me dodge me for me road ko appear to ko for campus nti me fa campus round about na me fa university primary ho na me ko nti me nim say ma dodge on ma me ko appear do na me ko na me fa campus ho no a me fa me ko no no ma be gina side go baby ti me hu omo no wait my dojo must have to because deep in I'm not disturbing me. It's me damn home, Masha, a quite crocodile to matter. I want muscle. He. That's it. Matter. That's me, diagram, or to throw at the for a cool crack. I'm come one of the I'm sure you send deep in the make dodge and I'm a bit and I may start on it. What is your backway?
Wow.
Many should have taken more. I know who do almost a bomb and will be any more. And I'm sure be deep in you, but you actually start emergency to make call. That's it. Me always come and see me Miska. I think my years who police are at make a weekend. What who police actually have a cat with Miska. If you pretend send mobile money more. I'm telling you this at Tema. Make that yours.
Wow.
That you saw my clock to me, never on my clock so 2 times. But also, I would run about police forces and all the same thing. I'm way. Same thing, you know, what we want to support because you know, same thing as all clock to us too. Because police leave our pack to say, I'm more authority, what be there will be an issue too. No, be asking a comfort, but you are a who can come who police, you know. It's man where the every I say. It's someone who can catapult. Omu nimu jumani ye.
I was Nyabotre. Mo akoma mbra from. Why? Nyabotre. Me da se bebre. Emmanuel wa Pam Junction. Ima asumdwen kan wana pay.
Asumdwen kan so na bo.
Ima pacho ma oneso kakra ma me.
No. Security panel do makasa pa so far in do makasa. But now will be making comments regarding IDP. The panankasa politically will be na appointed no. Inti there will be an influence. But if police council Nankasa or Mankasa the rate at which a Mankasa more appointed IDP are, that area who meet here, then you are being promoted to be an IDP. But in Panitam, so yeah, now or Mampina Kasaka, oh, we knew people say we age man. I know the influence between but that's it. Procedures. go training school, procedures, when fast go training school. What on your mind, you offer the lay down procedures. It's a time if you qualify, then they appoint you. And as a council by social criteria, you are setting to meet here, then you are being promoted to become an IHP. But politically, they are appoint you to another age man. And this anybody cost 9 years, definitely there will be an influence. You understand? The rate at which the BCR, no matter catch a public and so, Omankasa will move investigation because some kind of adjustment. Oh, the right must be done. So the Ghana and I want to, I'm up for, in before no more casino, they have effort. What I say, in the open combat, that issue now, I want to tell on the camp, police don't hear mistake, or the camp of a society, it's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. You want to go to a next one. Oh, my, I want to say, any police for one day. Hey, this and move from mine. If things are not going right, what for the lay down procedure? No, community Nakasa. Move to savages in place and Kasa issue and getting to be there. What CI? It's almost emotional words. I answer there. I am what if you are seeing.
Eba, good morning, Medase. It was your 0302-211-701 up to 4, and I'll bet me a friend numbers, you know, and no. What join here so I hire Adom TV now watch you and I'll go so I will share with you live at Sempa 94.7 FM. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, well, that was whilst I may pick the others, you know, Adib, let me be about the traditional leaders. Say as at now among Kasai, is a cause for worry.
A cause for worry. However, like I indicated, maybe at an official level, sir, or more kasa, okay, but maybe officially, or a news conference and that is what we have not seen yet. Because to a very large extent, traditional authority, we are very influential on the ground, okay. But the fact that maybe Omo and Kasakra means they are not happy about it, and perhaps they are condoning in one way or another the agitations. But I think, say, largely Omube Kasa, because Mitise Christian Tetanyano has been there. But what I'm unable to tell is whether he has visited the chiefs to, reaffirm or more commitment to ensuring, say, the right investigation is done and on time and as transparent as possible. I think, say, before you be able to get people to become restrained, you need to go through the traditional authority, and other opinion leaders are only respectable on the ground.
Mr. Bob Watson, the family on the ground, that's the disease family, Albert Donko, Nemame Ebushia for at this point, the end was a police of one. Omoye.
Say no, there was one said, Omoko, Omanize, now try some bedu do Omakuma. A do sabre a Casabe. And I can. And no, Oka Casabe Chiloma, a bois, na Omoma assurance sending big kind. Say, Unipe Bia or can't sa bonin hono. Say you are munipo, sini pafufro. Omo Edino, Ombepan to my nephew, I such be a sefatan, so I'm there, man. A basse will be friendly this year. After this year, when you be Beyonce ni power, no, so this year ni beef a Biancoa, the Nipan Benya Sotrin. I so train a Bemen Nipanacoma Antonium. I so train a ma Nipanacoma Antonium Tacofus will be free. Yes. This Abrino, Ghana Police Service, or some family assurance, say, Nipe be away involved on Betrinason. A panasa, Omo, Akuma Beto on Yawasin, some Bepese, Sicania de Bemau, and no Emwao, into Omonyanis and Vince of Nepins, no, sending a deep kind, now, Omne. Community leaders, no traditional leaders, no. A bassy or mudimu tinting my pioneer youth leaders now. Now Montras obedience I was so. Now you say, Saboni, some say no near massive Emma. Because a basse BBC na ubi a woony a sa cobuny in Papa Francois Sankua to send you see a drana, a trend be any one say yes also and yakura. But CJ, my main foul into us now ubi can say IG will be now fan. Yen I yet yes, a Ghana a constitution a problem. I may say my cancer or say to me, I'm ending a police for it one. But I never was some I can say, once I have found no abandoned you, I was here to tell. Na emla di adwuma no wutimi di so eno na me ka ho asam say bebre call military Ghana Armed Forces ade na ese wo discipline nye Ghana for na bi na a politician ya ade wo mko ba ntete ye no any say ne obe conduct ho no eno na ye ka ho asem menka say oni onye dwumo ba ne me ka no say ne oye chitoma no e na me ka ho asem enti na ya mama yenti na ye hwe say ne betimi atoto ne ma ebeboa.
Okay, Doc, my member also, Obisu raising the point is in the police service. I thought that to me jump it, the junior ranks above the senior ranks, and I say ABOB corporal near shooting. Is it real? Does it happen?
Well, it happens. In fact, some of us were reports with police for. I said, because of maybe you warning, any police will be in your interactions, and in private, make these complaints a lot of times. And you see, it's animal because police as an institution, it's sending money on money. I say, money be too big and yet clear. So, to the sense that even on internal processes, I also apply to themselves. Sometimes there's so much opaqueness. And I say, mutum, I don't see a basa. I say systems are daho. Na yetimi use no beer timi faso. Near the measure will be for a particular outcome. No, over now a month will be empowered, normal manipulated. Into the idea, and sometimes on the send and panic, the way I recruit nipa at the core police service. Over the years, I can't want some very problematic. Okay, maybe I can minimum say based on me, my this experience, kakramenya or policing outside, this animal. Look, and you'll be a fan of police more. Okay, and no be akeke say nipa no pe adwuma ye na engineer fa police ansa no bi ye be fo bi police no one say nipa no asua sa ade no enema e fa crime any police for instance so kwa criminology any say sociology of crime deviance any sa nema say nipa no atla classroom a wo sua sa ade no almost certificate or sa wo passion for the job then so be fo obi a onye sa nema ni na akra na nipa no should be willing to learn. So, it's a very strict process. And yeah, dear keke say unemployment and as a political avenue be a faso na yes full soldiers for Nkophobia sebi mo pe adwuma ye that be and yes say immediately ye recruitment inside. Some problems here I have will be a manifest here they be no ye because well. And until most of the time police want to be brave. Why is not way adwuma or police? When you be command, I just want more political godfathers and godmothers. Sometimes they are not even, they don't see themselves even responsible to the authority within the police service. Name politicians be a man to mirror police, be an officer or allegiance to, which is very, very, very serious. Intermediate, suddenly panic are very real. And I think sir, in the police service, times some more processes even applying those processes to almost servicemen, very transparent. Na edaho, send a bear nipa no. So when him said this time, as I'm doing this or tre, winners or train winners or call. Now doing the promotion, a duwa nipa no will get it as the person deserves, and not say a be I am pushy I am for be na eja drew top because then you can. Ghana ha nyina say police for yi aban bi na appoint you am paying for aban no so pese onya nkrofo bi a omo security man e bi a obetimi anya some form of control enti na ya asa na man nyina e man ko so na mom say yes we are weakening the police service and I think say asa na man na esi etimi hwe na etimi ye bibi fa.
Great. Dr. Jones Opokuari Jr., criminologist, crime researcher at KNUST. Yedo Asibibre, so joining in Nnawotwe. Now, one more interest in education on the topic. Mr. Paul Boateng, as I'm doing count pass, also joining via Zoom. Yedo Asibibre. Said Nnawotwe Jumedi, Mundi Education, Ibre. Now, Adib, before we wrap up, a final comment on this whole Nkoranza matter.
Well, I'm hoping, sir, a quick, impartial, to some extent, independent investigation, of course, should also be transparent, is conducted, because after what we have to do is to rebuild confidence in the police. But without justice, as Empa, it would be a long road ahead. But let me also use this opportunity to educate Ghanaians. You see, Obi a nice or three or a very calm boy or ye Juma interested want to win your arm robber. So I just, some people are very unassuming. One day, obey baby, then cool. I besim ritual murderer. Or a sports commentator. Who would have thought, say, obey ritual murder? Okay, so let us not be too quick to judge. However, what I'm saying, Nkoranza or an armed robber, I'm not accusing him of robbery. But let us go beyond the fact that, oh, or a nice guy, or say anything, because robbers, they don't have it written on top of their foreheads, okay? They assimilate seamlessly into your communities, but our side job at night.
Okay. But that's a deep son is joining us for Hani at the base. But good morning to you, Jeff Konedu Adom. And also a very special good morning, happy birthday to Rama Kena Esiedu, CEO Rama Plus, Way Efi, Abena Opokua Ahrenia, and Kwaku Dumas, and all KPN members. Maminda was a wa o take time, share Adom TV. Wa would see our Sempa 94.7 FM. Now watching you media next Saturday, CJ Ebert and I say, Bidin the question Sempa. Good morning. Enjoy your weekend.